All right. So, welcome back to another episode of Fix It Once, Fix It Right. All right. So, today I want to talk about two areas that consistently rise to the top of every emerging tech trend report: artificial intelligence applications and data analytics tools. These aren't just buzzwords anymore, they're transforming industries, powering decision making, and in many cases, becoming the backbone of how organizations operate. From healthcare to manufacturing, retail, logistics, of these businesses are leveraging AI and data analytics to gain a competitive advantage. Also, they're improving their operational efficiency and they're able to uncover insights that just weren't accessible before. But today, I'm not here to give you, let's say, a theory. I want to give you some real world examples of how companies like UPS, Netflix, Moderna, and even your local grocery store chain are all putting these technologies to work. So let's dive in. Let's center this around something you like. Maybe you're an executive, a department lead, or an operational strategist like me. You're not just reading headlines of AI, you're under pressure to figure it out, how to apply it into your business right now. Because every single board meeting seems to include a line like, "What's our AI strategy?" And your team, they're collecting data, but it's scattered. You have dashboards, but they actually don't connect. You're cobbling, maybe, which I also dislike. There's insight in there, maybe even millions of dollars in efficiency gains or customer value. But unlocking it is another story. Now, that's where these technologies come into play. They're not just about replacing people, which I think is an enormous misconception. They're about amplifying decisions, finding patterns at scale, and automating the boring so your team can focus on the brilliant. It's making jobs smarter, essentially, is what I'm trying to get at here. Right now, we're seeing explosive growth in AI and analytics investments. According to the IDC, worldwide spending on AI centric systems will top $300 billion dollars by 2026. And McKinsey's 2024 State of AI report shows that over 60% of organizations are already using AI in at least one business function. But the challenge is application. Let's look at another real world example. UPS uses their system called Orion, On Road Integrated Optimization and Navigation, hence the acronym. It's an AI powered route optimization tool. It analyzes data, points like traffic, package weight, even delivery windows, and whether to optimize the delivery route. It saves them roughly $400 million dollars annually. That's not a theory, that's in practice. Or let's talk about Netflix. Yes, they use AI for content recommendations, but more strategically, they use data analytics tools to predict viewer demand in different markets. This influences not just what shows are made, but where and how they're marketed. You may be familiar with Money Heist. Originally a Spanish series, was picked up globally because of data insights, not just gut instinct. Now, let's be honest about what's broken. The problem isn't companies don't have data, it's that they're overwhelmed by it. And let's also be honest, data lives in silos. One department's metrics don't sync with another department's metrics. Your marketing dashboards tell a different story than, let's say, your finance ones. You're making decisions off partial insights, or worse, intuition or experience. In 2023, the MIT Sloan study found that only 30% of companies have a well articulated data strategy. Even fewer, around, let's say, 23%, have data that is consistently accurate and trusted across the enterprise. Meanwhile, your competitors are using AI to make pricing decisions in real time, optimize inventory with predictive analytics, and anticipate churn before it happens. So, what's at stake? Everything, frankly. Your margins, your customer experience, your operational efficiency. This is where it gets real. It's 11 p.m. Your team's preparing yet another report that is 80% copy and paste and 20% insight. Your business review meetings are filled with reactive moves. Why did we miss this instead of how can we prevent this? And you feel the fatigue. You're drowning in data, and yet you can't even trust it. The tools are there, but the adoption is kind of scattered. Your people are usually asking, are we really a data driven company or are we just chasing them? That kind of doubt leads to stagnation. It causes talented employees to burn out, customers to notice inconsistencies, and leadership to make poor calls because they're flying blind. And here's the bigger truth, it's not just about tools, it's about trust. If you don't trust your data, you can't lead with confidence. Here's where transformation starts, and it doesn't have to be a moonshot. Now, let's talk about Moderna for a second here. When COVID hit, they didn't just bet on the mRNA technology, they built a cloud based AI and data infrastructure to accelerate vaccine development. Using AI powered simulation and analytics tools on AWS and custom models, they reduced development timelines from years to months. And this wasn't just some back office experiment. Moderna's CEO said publicly that data analytics is central to every decision the company makes. Or we could look at Starbucks. They use a tool called Deep Brew, an AI engine that powers everything from personalized marketing emails to dynamic menu adjustments in stores. The system integrates loyalty data, weather forecasts, and local preferences to improve customer experience that drives sales. The progress happens when companies stop treating AI as a separate function and start integrating it into the way decisions are made. When analytics becomes a part of the conversation, not just a post-mortem, the shift also requires cultural change. Companies like Target have invested in data literacy programs across departments. Not just analysts, but marketers, HR leads, store managers, all trained to interpret and act on insights. That's the turning point when people behind the dashboards are empowered, not just the tech itself. Now imagine the transformation. You have a unified data strategy. Your analytics tools don't just report on what happened, they alert you in real time when something is off. AI isn't replacing jobs, it's enabling your team to work smarter, faster, and with more clarity. Your sales teams know which prospects are most likely to convert. Your supply chains adjust dynamically based on demand signals. And your operations team identifies inefficiencies before they become cost centers. You're not reacting anymore. You're predicting, you're optimizing. And most importantly, you're leading with confidence because your decisions are based on data and not guesswork. That's where companies like Amazon, Unilever, and GE operate today, not because they're perfect, but because they've made data a strategic asset and AI a practical enabler, not just a buzzword. So here's the takeaway. AI and data analytics aren't future state ideas, they're right now. The companies that are winning in this environment aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones that got clear on strategy, trained their people, and chose tools that align with their goals. If you're a leader trying to make sense of all of this, here's what I want to leave you with. Start with your problems, not the technology. Break down data silos and build trust in your insights. Invest in data literacy as much as data tools. And pilot, iterate, and scale. Don't wait for perfect. And if you're already using AI or analytics in your organization, I want to hear from you. Drop it in the comment what's working, what's not, and what lessons you've learned. Let's make this a conversation, not just another tech hype. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.